The Her Sports Show, live every Wednesday on YouTube and every podcast app.
Hello and welcome to the Her Sports Show. From athletics to golf, rowing to gymnastics, a display of talent across the board in Irish sport this weekend. First off, we want to show you something new that we've brought to the Her Sport store. So we have launched the new Her Sport calendar, where you can bring the leading Irish sportswomen into your home every single day. So some of the athletes that are included are Rachel Blackmore, we have Louise Quinn, we have Katie O'Brien, Baven Parsons, Rashida Adelecki, Kellie Harrington, to name a few. So if you want to get yours, head over to shop.hersport.ie and search for the new calendar. In athletics, we had the National Cross Country Championships take place in Donegal this weekend. So it's the first time it was held there since 1999, and the women were racing an 8,000 metre race. We had Olympians Sarah Healy, Ciara McGean in action, Michelle Finn, we had Anne-Marie McGlynn, Ava Richardson, like lots and lots of depth in the course. Really,
how did the race go? What did you think of it?
Yeah, no, it was a good race. It was much more bunched this year than it was last year. So last year, Michelle Finn won, and she kind of grabbed the bull by the horns and took off, and I think nobody really went with her. But this year there was about 8 or 9 of them together, and they were all up kind of in the mix. Good to see, Ciara and Sarah up there. Sarah has that kind of depth, has that range. Ciara would usually kind of go from 1,500 meters and down towards 800, but it was Sarah and Ciara that were 1-2. So the two of them were toe to toe for much of the race, and Michelle kind of tried to hang on, but she finished up in 3rd position, which was a really good display of talent, I think, for the whole team across the board.
And I think I saw Ciara lost a shoe at one stage.
Yeah, so it was interesting. I actually didn't catch that until after the race was over, where you could see there was pictures and comments about the fact that Ciara McGean had lost her shoe and had come home with silver medal. So it was toe to toe with the two of them for quite some time, and delighted to see them pushing each other on. And it was around the 600-500 meters to go mark that Sarah took off, but I think that was actually maybe around the mark that Ciara had lost her shoe as well. So really interesting, but that turn of speed that Sarah had was something impressive, and I think good to see her get that confidence under her belt and claim another win. So it's her first senior Irish cross country title there. And I think for Ciara, I felt that she came into the race with a newfound confidence off the summer that she's had. She's come in with a 3:56 in the 1,500 meters, and I think she kind of went out there with the attitude of I am a top class athlete in this field, and while 8,000 meters is very different to 1,500, I know she does love racing cross country, but I was very impressed to see her stick up with it. I think it was about 14th she came last year. She did have a fall last year, but still up in 2nd place for her is very impressive. But I thought it was a good run from Ava Richardson, Lauren Tinkler up there in the mix, and then Anne-Marie McGlynn came in 4th, and she's just off the back of Dublin Marathon as well. So lots going on in women's athletics at the moment, plenty to watch. And we'll have on the 11th of December will be European cross country, and they'll absolutely be looking for a team medal at that event.
Yeah, there's definitely been great running in Ireland, and we saw a new British 15k record as well with Eilish McColgan. She claimed a new British record in Holland on Sunday, running her 15k in 47 minutes and 40 seconds. And her mom, Liz, actually once held the record with 3 seconds of a difference between them.
No, it's interesting to watch Eilish develop. Her mom's coaching her, and she's definitely trying to catch some of the records that her mom has held. But really exciting to watch her race.
Yeah, definitely. And in gymnastics then, the Northern European Gymnastic Championships were on. Harrington, she won on all-round bronze with a score of 50.250 and gold on a beam with a score of 13.066 in Finland this weekend. Her 14-year-old teammate then, Lily Russell, she's one of the youngest in the competition. She took 8th on the beam after a fall for her. So lots going on there as well.
Yeah, good results in gymnastics, and I think we've definitely seen that come from off the back of the Olympics. We're seeing some young talent come through.
Over in golf then, the CME Group Tour Championship is on. Leona Maguire took 2nd this weekend and took home a great payday as well with her biggest prize of 530,000. Winner Lydia Ko, she edged out Maguire by 2 shots. She received $2 million, which is about 1.95 million euro, which is the highest ever amount for women's golf. So But yeah, I think Leona did really well. She was really competitive up until the last hole. So it was great to see.
Definitely some really good results from Leona. Like, she's bringing that consistency into her playing, so looking forward to watching her over the next couple of months. In the World Youth Boxing Championships, some really good results for Ireland so far. So we have two fighters that have secured bronze and are headed to the semi-finals later this week. So in the 80 kilo division we have Dervla Tinley, and the 70 kilo we have Laura Moran. So best of luck to them as they go forward. We also have Rebecca Kavanagh and Keena Darcy, who will try and win their way to the semi-finals tomorrow. So all fights are available live or on demand on the IBA Boxing YouTube channel. In basketball, after a 70-59 win against Father Matthews, the Trinity Meteors have moved to the top of the Misquote.ie Super League. So exciting to see how the basketball is developing.
Definitely, I think with basketball as well, it's all to play for. Every team is really, really close. So yeah, and it's a long enough league as well, so it's definitely one to...
Lots more action.
Yeah, definitely ahead. In LGFA and Camogie then, the All-Stars were obviously on last Saturday for the LGFA, and All-Ireland champions Meath led the way with 6 players named on their All-Star team. Player of the Year then, Donegal star Niamh McLaughlin, she won Senior Player of the Year, with Leisha's Mo Nerney winning the Intermediate, and Fermanagh Blauheen Bogue winning the Junior. And the full list of all the All-Stars are on our Instagram. This Saturday then, the PwC Camogie All-Stars are going to be on, and senior award nominees for that are All-Ireland champion Miriam Walsh of Kilkenny, Cork's Katrina Mackey, and Waterford's Lorraine Bray. And also the intermediate nominees are Cork's Joanne Casey, Galway pair Lisa Casterly and Niamh McPeak. And in the junior, the award will be going definitely to Antrim, with teammates Dervla Cosgrove, Ona Graham and Emma Laverty in contention for that. So that's another thing to keep an eye out for, definitely.
In terms of the TG4 All-Stars, were you surprised by the winner, or what did you think of the result?
So Niamh McLaughlin, obviously she plays for Donegal, and I think it's kind of unusual that, you know, the player of the year wasn't necessarily in the All-Ireland final. So obviously it was Meath and Kerry that were in the All-Ireland final, and Donegal got knocked out in the semi-final. So I suppose when you're up against Louise Eberhardt from Kerry and, you know, Emma Duggan from Meath, you know, you nearly would have thought maybe one of them were going to get it ahead of her, but no, well done to her and massive congratulations. And it's, you know, I suppose you can see that you don't necessarily have to be the winner or, you know, to win the All-Ireland to get that recognition.
Yeah. Absolutely. And we can look forward to the results with the Camogie this week.
Yeah, definitely. So that's on Saturday. The PwC Camogie All-Stars are on.
Yeah, and we've done some great content on the PwC All-Stars, so definitely check in on our YouTube channel to see some of that great content. Over in cricket, Team Ireland has won the first T20 victory over Pakistan last week with the help of a half century from opening batter Gabby Lewis, so good result there. It comes 2 months ahead of the Women's T20 World Cup, where Ireland has been placed in a group with Pakistan, England, India and the West Indies, so looking forward to tuning into some of that action. And then over in F1, F1 has announced the launch of F1 Academy, an all-female racing series set to start in 2023, and the goal is to create a feeder group for young women to gain experience in order to compete in the other races. So we've definitely seen that a lot in motorsport, where like they are, you know, making an effort to include more women and to give them that confidence and build them up. We've seen it here domestically, you know, with Nikki Daly and what she's doing with Formula Female, but we have also seen it in the W Series as well. So in terms of diving, we have a new Irish record on the platform for diver Ciara McGing. So she dives for Ohio State, and she scored 322.30, continuing on from her good form from last year. So this weekend we did our first ever live stream, which was great to do. So it was a rowing event. It was Earn Head of the River, which was up in Enniskillen. So this was in partnership with Rowing Ireland, supported by Sport Ireland, and it's a grant that Sport Ireland are doing for highlighting women in sports. So really great to you know, give some more coverage you know, to the female athletes. So we saw some of the top talent across the board from clubs like NUIG, from St Michael's in Limerick, from Trinity, from Neptune Commercial, from Enniskillen and more. So some really good racing right from you know, the junior 18 age group up to senior women, as well as some masters competing as well. So we caught up with some of the masters after and they were telling us how you know, they started rowing relatively recently, so maybe in the last 3 or 5 years. One lady mentioned how she's finally able to go rowing now after her husband's was doing it for 31 years. And she said now finally that the kids are grown up, she can get out there. So something I suppose we're used to hearing, but great to see some women involved, and they've encouraged people to definitely to get involved in rowing and to get involved in masters rowing. So definitely stay tuned to catch some of the action from Earnhead. We have the footage there, the whole race is there, as well as some of the interviews. So we've interviews with international rower Clean Nolan, coach and former Trinity and Cambridge rower Sally O'Brien, as well as some more.
Yeah, we also have an interview with Ava Henry and Emmet Brennan coming up. So it's really interesting as well to get his point of view on her, what he thinks she'll be like in the future. I think he compared her to Kellie Harrington. So
no pressure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tune in next week to catch all the latest updates in the world of women's sport with the Her Sport Show. We'll see you next week.
So how did you guys start in boxing? You guys can go like one at a time.
I used to play football and I joined the boxing club out where I live just for fitness, and I ended up sparring on like the second day and I ended up just loving it from then and committed to me boxing.
Yeah, and I joined 20 years ago. Same thing, I was playing football. And I loved football at the time, but my father just wanted me to go into a sport that would help me defend myself a little bit better, because I was quite small and very shy as a kid. And my father knew both of our coaches, which his name is Jimmy, and Jimmy just got me into boxing. Yeah, and same as Ava, I loved it, and I haven't done anything else since.
Wow, that's great. You guys come from like the same background.
Yeah, we've the same coach and everything. So yeah.
Oh wow. And the European Championship just happened.
Yeah, for me.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit more about that.
I went over with the Irish team. There was 24 of us over there. I had 4 fights, and the experience over there was amazing. I boxed Czech Republic in the first fight, and it was tough, very tough, but I got there in the end and got the win. I had Turkey then, and I beat her unanimous decision. Then I had Italy and beat her unanimous, and then I had Poland in the final, and that was tricky. My first time ever boxing a southpaw girl. The first round, I got beaten in the first round. Second round, I came back, and third round, I came back. It was tough, but it was well worth it all in the end. It was a brilliant experience over there.
Good.
Yeah.
What did it mean to you to represent Ireland? Like when you first got the call?
It just meant everything to me. We had to win a fight first to actually represent Ireland, so we have to win the cadets before we actually represent our country. So I was working really hard in the club, outside of the club, to win this fight. But it means everything to me, honestly. That's all I want to do now. The sport is just represent my country and then just do everything I can, really.
That's great. And you're the team captain, yes?
Yeah, team captain, yeah.
Yeah, how do you feel like leading the team?
It was such a great experience. It gave me a bit more confidence as well, being captain. I captained teams my whole life, football, Gaelic. So I knew what I was doing really, but captain means nothing to me. Do you know what I mean? It's going out and representing my country, and I'm just fighting for my country. Just what means most to me. Captain is just a bonus to me.
Yeah, I think she's sort of downplaying herself. Like, she's captain for a reason. She's probably, because she's a leader and she's the best fighter on the team. they're not going to pick someone that isn't leading by example or isn't that good that's going to be a captain. So they've picked her to be a captain for a reason. They've obviously seen traits in her personality and the way she trains, and obviously seen how good she is as a fighter. She's the only female that won a gold in the tournament. So yeah, I think she saw being a little bit modest and downplaying. Yeah, she's been humble. I think she started downplaying how good she actually is and what she offers to a team. Because you know yourself, if someone's going to be a captain, you want them leading from the front, and that's obviously what the coaches and the team manager have seen in her.
So you guys train together a lot. How have you guys supported each other like through the training process?
I think no, like the whole club train together. So we have about, I'd say maybe 40 members. We have probably we have maybe 10 to 15 of them would be like adults or maybe over 16 that's really, really committed. And although it's an individual sport, you need your teammates to push you on and train when things are getting a little bit tough. You also need them as sparring partners. So you need a high level of trainers in your club to excel yourself, because as I said there, it is an individual sport, but your training is done in a group. And if you don't have everyone on the same hymn sheet and moving together as one and pushing each other on, eventually the quality in training will probably drop.
Do you guys often train like male and female, or just like separate?
No, everybody in the club is just girls and boys in the club, so we'd all train together. Like,
yeah, we all train as one, and then like I think Ava will probably be able to tell you a little bit more on this. Like, there's a lot more girls coming down to the club now. That probably Ava, you were probably the first girl, were you?
Yeah, well, Tina was before me, and then I was first young girl to go to the club. Yeah.
So Ava was probably the only girl we had up until maybe a year ago, and the other night we had maybe 5 girls down.
Yeah, yesterday there was loads of girls.
Yeah, so there's more and more women joining the team, and we have a female coach there as well, Tina. So it would have Air Club anyway would have been predominantly male up until maybe 1 to 2 years ago, but it's slowly starting to even out, and we're getting a few more young girls down to the club.
Ava, have you ever like thought that you were treated differently because you were a female boxer?
No, never. I'm hanging around with boys my whole life. I've never been one to be real girly girls. I think at the start, my coach Philip, he was a bit even about that to be bringing me in, and not because he'd never had a girl before. He let me join anyways, and I'm after winning titles for him, everything for him. So no, I've never felt that they've never made me feel that way ever. I've always gotten along with boys. We're all one team. We're all like a big family, so it's great.
Did you ever like have any role models in boxing that you wanted to like become like them?
Yeah, a few. Like even Emmett. Like Emmett is in my club. Anytime he's in the club, I always look up to him. Do you know what I mean? He's been to the Olympics. He's worn the T-shirt. He knows what it's like, highs and lows. Him, Kellie, Harrington, Katie Taylor, girl role models, people that have never done it before and they've went and done it. Like it's amazing to see. Like, and these are people I look up to. Yeah, so I love always watching them, always looking at what they do, learning off them all the time. So it's great to see.
Yeah, and speaking of Kellie Harrington, you're the next big champion coming up. How does that feel? Do you like feel any like pressure?
No, not really. Well, I hope to be the next big champion, next big thing. Well, yeah, I just love doing the sport. It's just something I love doing. Well, no, I don't feel any pressure at all. I just enjoy doing it. It's something I love doing. So there's no pressure when you love doing something, you know.
Mm-hmm. What do you plan to do next with your career? Like, what goals do you have?
When I'm 18, hopefully I have the elite. I'll probably be a bit too young, but hopefully my aim is to go on to the elite team, win the Olympics, go to the Olympics. If the Olympics are still on in 2028, hopefully I'll go over to them, represent my country. But if the Olympics are done in 2028, I'd be going pro, definitely.
And what qualities of yours do you think make you a good boxer?
I think my attitude and my determination to the sport is a big part of it. I'm very dedicated to it. I don't go out much. I just train constantly. Home, train, sleep, eat. It's like a big circle, but it's something I love doing, and I know in the next coming years it'll all pay off.
Yeah, I think she's being modest again.
I was gonna say it's open to you too.
Yeah, I think she's being a little bit modest. Like obviously she has the hard work and she does have all that side, but that can only get you so far. You actually need you need to have boxing skills on top of that, and she does have that. Again, for her going forward, she's only 16, so by the time LA comes around, that's another 6 years. She does have a lot more hard work and a lot more training to do, but apart from that, it's her skills that have got her to being a European champion, have got her to being the best in Ireland and being the captain of the Irish team. So, yeah, she has all the hard work and stuff like that, but it's her actual boxing skills that have gotten her this far. And she knows what she has to do now to push on and get into the elite level when she turns 18.
Do you have any advice for young girls who might be afraid to try boxing?
I'd say just go into it. You know, like it's totally up to you. It's either one thing or not. You either like the sport or you don't. As soon as I got into it, I loved it straight away. So yeah, just give it a try. Don't ever be afraid to go chase your dreams. You know what I mean? So it's one road or another. You either love it or you don't love it. That's how I look at it. But yeah, just I definitely do it. Something that I definitely do anyways. As when I was playing football, I used to hate boxing. I never had any interest in it whatsoever. And when I joined boxing for fitness, it was like you had so much anger built up in you, and you'd go to the gym and it'd all be gone. I think boxing is great for your head. It's great for your fitness. So yeah, I think it's great for all rounder, you know.
What about you, Emmett? Any advice for young female
Kids,
boxers?
yeah, like boxing clubs, whether you're male or female, it's going to be an intimidating place to go into. Like especially your club, it's very, very old. It's quite small. It's a little bit smelly, and it's yeah. That's being honest. On any night you could have 40 people there. You have kids from the inner city, so it is an intimidating place to go. But I'd say for most kids walking into that environment, they are terrified. But I've seen it time and time again. It brings the best out in kids. Like just talking about the girls that we have in our club, like we have maybe there's girls there 9 and 10, and when they first walked into the club, they wouldn't talk to anyone, and you can see the confidence that's coming on them. We're in just 1 year. Some of them are losing lots of weight. Some of them are just more social, a little bit more confident. So the benefits definitely outweigh any negatives in the sport, and it's great. It's great for being sociable as well. Like as I said, I'm boxing 20 years, and still to this day, most of my best friends are people that I met through boxing.
There's speculations that boxing might not be in the Olympics.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on that?
I think it's disgraceful, to be honest with you. Especially because it's my year coming up in 2028. It'd be my year that I'd be loving to go. You know what I mean? It's disappointing. It puts you off the sport 100%, because a lot of people my age, that's everybody's aim, is to be going to the Olympics in 2028. I didn't go too much into it on reasons why or anything, but I just think it's stupid. It is disgraceful, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like for amateur boxing or any young boxer, even if they want to go professional, every boxer wants to be an Olympian. In amateur boxing, it's the highest thing you can do in the sport. And by taking it out of the Olympics, you're taking the likes of Ava's dream and other young men and women's dreams away. There's obviously other options of going professional and stuff if it's not there, but they want to experience the Olympics before they go into the professional ranks as well. If they get to the Olympics, they're worth a lot more as a professional. The opportunity to make more money, the exposure they get from being an Olympian is it's invaluable to young fighters.
And Emmett, I believe you compared Ava to Kellie Harrington. What qualities do you think they share?
Yeah, I've trained with both of them. So I trained with Kellie for about 10 years and I'm training with Ava for the last 3 years. And I've seen both of them when they have bad spars and they're winners. Yeah, they're winners. You can see in how they react to not being 100% all the time. And that's part of being a sports person and not going to be on top of your game every single time you step in the ring. But it's how you react to that, and neither of them really like when they're not on top of their game. And then technically they're both quite similar. Kellie is probably one of the best counter punchers I've ever seen. She's phenomenal at what she does. And Ava is very, very similar boxing style. Obviously, there's a good bit of an age gap in between, but they're both at the same weight as well. So, yeah, there's a lot of similarities in both of them.
And do you guys have any suggestions for how to raise the profile of female athletes and female sport in general?
I think everything with women now is just gone right up, and I think it's amazing. Like when I first started off in my club, I was the only girl there. Obviously, I was nervous, I was shy the first time in a club full of boys, and then ever since I'm in Docklands 3 years now, and it's grown ever since. There's about 10 girls now in the club. And then even with the Ireland's women team going to the World Cup now, like it's great to see, and it's good for people younger than me to look up to and wanting to be getting into sports. I think women's sport is just going to grow like right up to the top now. I think with girls winning everything now, and even the girls boxing over into the Europeans now, I think they've 7 over in winning medals now. They've 7 medals guaranteed. So it's amazing to see. Like, it's great.
Yeah, I think like this is only probably the start for women. You look at major companies, a lot of them have female athletes as their brand ambassadors that are sponsoring them. The women are getting to the World Cup. I think the hockey team got to the semi-finals of the World Cup. You have the likes of Kellie, Katie, brilliant ambassadors. And yeah, I think overall the level of women's sport is actually getting a lot better as well. Not only the volume of people doing it, it's the level that they're actually at. There's a lot of talent there. And I think like in the next 10, 20, 30 years, all of this talent that is doing well now, they're going to go on and be coaches and pass on their experience to the next generation. So, yeah, I think like it's only going to go up.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for coming on to the Zoom. We hope that you have great fights in the future, and we'll be looking out for sure.
The Her Sports Show, live every Wednesday on YouTube and every podcast app.